John always laughs and would say things like, well, of course, the most gross moment is created because a bus tries to avoid a dog on the street.
It was very, very, very difficult to get them, the authorities in London, to allow us to shoot in Piccadilly Circus. But Joyce Hurley was the one who said, I think we can make this work, and she did.
That was the big problem, because even on Saturday night or early Sunday morning, there was still traffic going around there. And we had to talk to the police.
We had a meeting, I remember, about 7 o'clock at night, one night after shooting, with the commissioner, the chief of police. And in Piccadilly Circus, we've got this fantastic sequence with the bus and turning around and people coming everywhere and this wolf coming out and creating mayhem. And the police said, oh, really? And how are you going to do that? He said, well, ask him. Well, what we'll do is we'll have stuntmen in each of these streets, about 7 streets, is it, coming into Piccadilly Circus, and waiting in cars, and then we'll have extras on the pavements to keep back the public, and we have 5 to 7. Well, how many cameras, John? 7, 8 cameras. We have 8. Yes, what I thought. 8 cameras all over the place. One in the bus, up on the buildings, in the street, everywhere. And then when you give us the nod, we'll say stand by, and then when we say action, all the vehicles will drive out into the streets so that no public vehicles can get past. Wolf will come out, the bus will do a turn, somebody will fall out, there'll be cars smashed everywhere, and then we'll say cut. We'll come out and they'll sweep up all the glass, sweep up all the broken vehicles, and the place will be clear and the public will be through, and it will happen in seconds.
We had the opportunity to rehearse for 2 weeks, which we had to do. We were going to shoot in Piccadilly. Now, the police had not let anybody shoot in Piccadilly for something like 15 years.
We did 2 nights, the Saturday night into Sunday and the Sunday into Monday. And we were told that we had to be finished by 6 o'clock on Monday morning.
So we had to go in there 100% totally prepared. We rehearsed it as best we could. Then we got a guy called Dave Bickers in, who's one of the best engineers and car prep people in the world. And he had his wrecking crews there, parked up every side street, and I think it's something like 2 minutes, 30 seconds from saying action to having the roads swept and clean and ready for public transport. The bus had to do its 180-degree spin, and I never did the spins in the rehearsals because the bus does not spin. Dave Bickers was there. He said, well, I could do that for you, all right, he said. I'd have cut a hole in the bottom of your bus, and we went, you can do what you like with it. You can do it. He said, oh, it'd take me 2 days. I said, fantastic. And he took one of our air rams, inverted it, basically put 10-inch forklift rubber wheels under it, and at the press of a button then, lifted the inside wheel about 3/4 inch off the ground, and went on going into the spin. So now you had wheels going at 90 degrees, and I could do 360-degree spins in it all day long.
Chief of Police said to me, you cleared that bus away quicker than we clear accidents, which I thought was rather a feather in our cap.
Because it wasn't just a big crash with the bus, and I mean, involved like 15, 20 vehicles. It was that we had to do it, get it off the street in 2 minutes, do it again. And this is what Les Dilly did great. We built a reproduction of the corner of, I think, Shaftesbury and Piccadilly, a street that the theater's on, but only like a story and a half high.
That I reproduced down at the airport. I think it was an ex-airport, old airport in Weybridge. Yeah. And built the whole street and shop fronts.
He had a great idea that I was thinking, how are we going to match our set to the real place exactly? And Les said, no, we should match the real place to our set, which he meant the dressing. And that was quite brilliant. So it was identical because we just brought our stuff and put it in their windows. But the Bureau de Change, where I go crashing through the window.
Well, John was a stuntman, and it was very good.
Because I had worked with some of the stunt guys before, they said, why aren't you doing a stunt, John? So I said, okay, I'll do a stunt. Because I didn't want to do anything hard. So I said, I'll go through the window.
I hit him and hammered him through the window. He's brilliant. No stuntman could have done it better. It was fantastic.
When I did it, the balsa wood didn't break. I hit this thing and like I was supposed to go right through it and through the glass.
All the crew held up their marks and Hill gave him a 2 out of 10 and he got really upset. He said, I wasn't that bad. He said, no, but you weren't that good.
I was convinced that one of them had sabotaged it. Like, you bastards. It actually worked incredibly well and was complicated because we just didn't have enough time at the real location.
Sister Hobbs said there's a disturbance in Piccadilly Circus involving some sort of mad dog.
David.
A tremendous amount of the success of the film is Jenny and John Woodvine, because when they believe it, you believe it. She brings a tremendous integrity and sincerity. So at the end, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell this hairy puppet that you love it.
David! Is it you?
I was slightly puzzled by what exactly one was doing, because, of course, there's one thing if you're talking to a wolf, there's another thing, because I had the reality through the whole thing of having a boyfriend who just happened to be a werewolf, but it worked as a character, But suddenly I'm faced with this idea of a person, talking to a wolf down an alleyway. And John said, no, it's David. You see David down there.
David. They're going to kill you.
Then, of course, when you see the piece edited together, there's, I'm looking down there very earnestly, and then there's a shot to this wolf going like that, and I go, I love you, very earnestly to this wolf, which, of course, is very funny.
She pulled it off. I thought she was really moving.
I love you, David.